Great morning. A couple minutes later than usual, but I was in deep thought.
Great morning, world. Welcome to the Rise Up with Dragon podcast with your host, Dragon.
It really helps if you start your day with a roar. Anyway, it's funny, these lives for me are kind of like, it's just something that I hold myself to, and a little bit of a confessional. It gives me an opportunity to kind of debrief what's going on in my life, but also push it out there into the social network, which what that does to me is it holds me accountable. And it also, in the process of speaking about, this stuff that I'm thinking about, writing about, and going after, it helps me take ownership of it. So the reason why I just shared that with you is I think that's a great idea. It's one thing to read a book, and I'm reading an amazing book right now. It's one thing to learn stuff, but it's another to put it into practice and play. When you do that, it's that saying, to teach is to learn. So I just find that's a gem, is whatever it is that you're doing, however you're breaking through, or whatever it is that you're finding success with and joy, as soon as you kind of like evaluate it and determine that it's something you love, share it with somebody else. That's why a lot of people, find joy in inviting people into this group or sharing this stuff. But when you share something like this, don't just share it, say something about it, right? Like if you say, hey, Susie, listen to this Rise Up that JC did, tell them what it is about that you got from it. Right? And you'll just notice that you'll start to take ownership of it. So that's a practice that anybody can do. If you learn something today, give it away. That's how it'll stay. That's my saying. Anyway, so it's day 10. I've committed to 71 days, through New Year's Eve of perfect program, already knowing that I'll go past that, because why would I stop? I'm going to pretty much catch up to everybody the night before they start, right, on January 1st, which, by the way, doesn't work. So, of course, I'm gonna, jump into that party, but I'm going to be like really fit. So, a lot of results. I'm sure you can see it in my face. I'm definitely, putting myself out there. So, I've lost 7 pounds. Of course, I have. I'm following the 5-in-1 program. Hardest part of what I've been doing is drinking a gallon of water a day. So I've been using this app called Hydrate, and as I drink this bottle down, it communicates with my app, and I have to do 128 ounces a day. So that's an interesting challenge. But I can definitely feel the results from that, the 5-in-1 program, the weight loss because I'm in fat burn, the consistency of getting up in the morning, exercise. I've exercised every day for 10 days, and I'm being mindful of not injuring myself. Sometimes I'll just go for a run, or I'll go for a fast walk if I'm traveling or something like that. But my mind is starting to respond. I'm starting to feel mental clarity, and that is a big, big win for me. So in any case, today I posted something on my Instagram. That's where it started. And my Instagram is @thatguy JC Dornick, if you want to follow. Put a lot of good posts and content and stuff like that in association with writing my book. But anyway, I was just talking about being prepared for self-doubt. So real simply, one of the things that I notice is that a lot of people find these little windows of opportunity to go after success. And, what happens most of the time is they don't follow through. But every now and then, people find these windows of opportunity where they do follow through. If you know what I'm saying, like you're on a run or something like that. So let's look at, the idea of me being on a run, or you being on a run right now, So what is that about? Think about that. Are you going to be perfect on program? Well, you will if you commit to it, but will you ever have self-doubt? Will you ever have feelings of of uncertainty and doubt creep into your mind, bad timing. You'll get these offerings of taking a break or you can't do it or something like that. And it doesn't feel good. You'll assume that posture. Something will happen that knocks you down or knocks you back or takes the wind out of you, and then you'll assume that posture, right? There's a posture associated with self-doubt. And then what will happen is that, the little liar, the voice in your head will start to complement that doubt, and it'll start to say things like, I told you, hey, listen, take it easy, bad timing, or you can't do this, or anything like that. Great morning, Dana. So self-doubt is something that we all experience. So I said, I never experienced self-doubt, said nobody ever. So here we are on a run. We're going after physical, mental, financial well-being, which takes work, it takes consistency and all that stuff. But we kind of already know that self-doubt always creeps in. So that person that goes on a run and doesn't stop and does follow through like I'm doing right now, I'm in that moment. And side note, transparency, have I ever started something and not followed through? More common than not, just like you. But here I am now, zero chance, and I'm putting myself out there and I'm putting that social accountability on myself. I'm using skill sets I'm using measurements that I can't cheat. Like I'm taking a picture of myself every single day. I'm coming live in front of you. I'm drinking a gallon of water and I'm using an app. So I'm doing a lot of stuff that I can't really fudge and cheat. So there's a side note. But I'm also completely aware that self-doubt is part of the recipe. So it comes in. So here's what I want to share with you today. There's a sequence, there's a formula and a strategy that you can get prepared, or that can prepare you for that moment that self-doubt comes. And here's how it goes. First of all, embrace the fact that it's going to come. Embrace the fact that self-doubt is part of the recipe for success. So you just have to kind of be on the lookout for it, because the worst thing that you could ever do is assume that self-doubt will not come and it'll ambush you. And when you get ambushed by it, you buy into it more. So step one, just embrace the fact that 95% of the time you're unconscious and susceptible in a reactionary mode. Only 5% of the time, like I am right now, am I really, really creative and conscious. So you're typically going in that reactive mode. So just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for a hijacking of self-doubt and the little liar in the voice, so that you can go, aha. The second one is recognize in that moment that that's part of it. You'll never, ever, ever meet anybody in your life ever that finds high levels of success that didn't have to fight through those moments of self-doubt and defeat and failure and all that stuff. Every single story of somebody that got physically, mentally, or financially accelerated in their life, you ask them, was it a piece of cake? And they go, heck no. This happened and this happened and this happened, and the universe just kept pounding me down, right? So the second part of it is recognize that the obstacle is the way, and that it's actually a sign that you're on your way, because the universe is in full favor of your success. But success and everything that you're seeking is so good that the universe is going to challenge you to see how bad you want it, because it's that good, right? So step three, have that contingency plan, have that strategy, right? And all it is to have that thought of that idea that I just said in step two, have that in mind, right? So look out for the hijacking, be aware that it's coming. You're not going to avoid it. It's 100% part of the mix, right? And understand and embrace that whole thing, and then just have that thought in your mind and pull it out when it happens, right? And have a conversation with self-doubt, with the universe, and say something like, aha, thank you. Thank you for showing me that I'm on my way, right? Because this is a challenge. You're challenging me right now. And that's a sign. This is your contingency plan. That's a sign that I'm on my way. So I know that you resonate with this, whoever listens to this as it passes, because I do these really early in the morning. Take that information, absorb it for yourself, right? Maybe use that today. have a strategy, but then share it with somebody in conversation. Share this video on your Facebook page or whatever. Just push the share button, or like I said, speak to somebody about it and give it away. And then all of a sudden, you'll start to really believe in it and own it. Love and appreciate you. Have a great day.